These are two specimens which were removed during a surgical procedure, and they were both encapsulated in a very dark gray membrane, which you could not cut through with a surgical blade. A laboratory was not told that they were surgical specimens. They have been likened to meteorite samples. This was an object that was removed in 1999 on the NBC program Confirmation. This is an object right close to the bone here in the hand, top of the hand.
I got up as if I was awake sleepwalking. And I went outside the house and into a field next to the farmhouse. It's freshly plowed sweet potato field. And this sphere came down. There was lights moving around the sky. And this little sphere came down and landed right in front of me in a furrow.
Just one to be completely separate.
And it started to spin. And at that point, I got real scared. And I turned to run to the right, and it exploded. That's what I think happened. It exploded. After that, I woke up.
Right here. Like I'm touching now?
I feel it. You just rolled over it.
Okay. So it's a double record right here. So you want this side.
Where?
Right where it's dropping.
Want anesthesia there?
Yeah. In the V.
Okay.
Little pinprick.
What do you feel?
What do you think,
That was right here.
Okay, we're making an initial incision on the top surface of the hand, just opening the skin. You know what we could do is we could rotate this around so that this arm is up here.
You do that? Okay. Do that? You ready?
Well, wait. He'll have to move his hand.
That's right about that.
Might be deeper.
Yeah, that's it. That's probably it. No easy one. That's it. That's it. It looks like it. That looks like it. No. No.
The physical contact was
Mm-hmm.
the moment that
There it is.
Got it. Okay. It wasn't underneath the skin. It's next to the bone. Okay. Now let's see what it is.
It's single piece, seed-like.
Brand Alpha.
It's got a lot of tissue attached to it.
It runs
4 millimeters in length.
good.
By about 2 millimeters.
After removing the implants from the patients, Dr. Lear pushes his research forward by conducting metallurgical tests to understand what materials the specimens are composed of.
Why would aliens put implants into human beings is a question I've been asked many times. Why not? We do it. We do it with lesser life forms, and we do it continuously. And obviously, at least our objective is to learn more about the life form that we're studying. Perhaps theirs is the same. Hi!
How are you, Dr. Lear?
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Hi,
Dr. Lear,
how are you? What's your little present?
Thank you very much. Let's see what we can find for you.
Okay.
We have a sample here which Dr. Lear has brought with him today, and it's mounted on an aluminum stub. There's a small black piece of sample that you can see on the aluminum stub. We're going to take that stub without disturbing it and mount it onto our own stub, which will go in the scanning electron microscope. Larry's going to take the mounted sample now into the vacuum chamber of the scanning electron microscope, and he's opening the door, and he will mount the sample on the stage holder. Once that is done, the door is closed, and we evacuate the chamber for...
What do you hope to find today?
Well, we hope to find out what the basic elements that compose the metal portion of this sample are. Do you make a statement as to, if we're looking at three-dimensionally, it seems to rise in the center and slope on the sides?
It has a very unique shape at this point. That's all we can see.
This seems to be very similar with the results of some of the other similar tests that we've run on the other specimens. What we're about to do now is to find out a lot more information about what's in this specimen. This is the important stuff coming up.
The EDX analysis is done to look at the elemental composition of the sample.
Knowing what the basic elements are, why is that going to be helpful for you?
It'll be helpful in the steps that are necessary to find out sort of what makes the sample tick. We have to know what the basic elements are in order to go to the next phase of testing.
Okay, what we are seeing on the spectrum is there are 3 peaks for iron, which are labeled as Fe. There's a peak for phosphorus labeled as P. Oxygen is labeled as O. Silicon is Si. Sulfur is S. Calcium is Ca. Vanadium is V. Chromium is Cr. Manganese is Mn. And carbon is C. Those are elemental symbols for these elements, so you don't need to write the entire element. Looking at the ratios of these peaks, one can tell the highest amount. Obviously, as you can see in the spectrum, iron is the highest amount.
The test we did today was very exciting because number one was the first step in the metallurgical examinations. This was the first thing that we've ever had done to look at the metal. So I feel that what was done today was the preliminary analysis, which gave us a breakdown of the elements, and that is the place to start.